Houston, Texas. Boy, 2-0 start to the finals. Things could change. 2K Sports brings you NBA. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. We'll see the Indiana. You look at the Rockets. They can't panic, but after losing the first 2 on the road, you know, there's no question they'll need a win tonight to regain some confidence and make this a series.
Yeah, they were unable to steal a game on the road, but now in this third game, it's really do or die. They need a win to keep their championship hopes alive.
Yep, if they're able to win Game 3 tonight, that scenario becomes a definite possibility. They get a huge boost going forward. The fans would simply get crazier and more hyped up.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court right now for the Pacers. Silk is in at the point. Patrick Patterson is out there with Paul George. Then it's Turner. And it's Ellis in at the 2 spot. Here's Lawson. Following the score by Miles Turner. Shoots. No good from Lawson. Passes it to Silk. Over in the corner, Ellis. And here are the Rockets now. They want to put some distance between them and the loss on Monday.
Yeah, their defense got sliced and diced in that game. They just weren't closing down on perimeter shooters, not nearly quick enough, and then they gave up their fair share of those point-blank shots on the interior as well.
Something was clearly amiss for them, Greg. I mean, to let an opponent shoot that high a percentage, you got to take a real long look in the mirror after a game like that.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
I got to find something. You're right. Here's Harden. Here's Howard. And he jams it with authority.
Oh, some slick passing from Harden on that one.
Here's Silk. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Yes, a bit ago, Kevin McHale and I were able to catch up. He had an upbeat attitude when we spoke, especially for being down 2 games in the NBA Finals. He explained his demeanor, though, saying everyone expects them to hold serve in their building, and we feel we can do the same. Confidence not lacking on their sideline despite the deficit, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thanks. It's blocked. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Howard in the post. Turner covering. Rob. Down low. Here's George. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Throw good, Paul George. Rockets trail by 4. Lawson gets to Moniunas. Feeds it to Harden. That drops. Harden's got his second bucket of the night.
I'll tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has, and they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already. Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
And Lawson with the drive. Here's Howard. Misses in close.
And you can see the defender's afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this one is threatening to get really ugly.
Here is Harden. Paul George making his last shot. Moniunas passes to Howard, and that is good.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Here's Silk. Ellis, left side. Stolen by Harden. Drops in the breakaway layup. Harden's got 6 points. Indiana leading. Here's Silk. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Trevor Ariza's checked in for Howard. Decker comes in for Brewer. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Ty Lawson. Indiana also making some changes. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Turner. C.J. Miles comes in for George. And it's Hill in for Ellis. Here is Harden. Patrick Patterson picking up that last bucket. Here's Decker, and he banks in the layup. Decker's got his first bucket of the night.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches who used to say, that ain't going to get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
And what a beautiful way to polish off that sequence. Just strong and attacking the rim.
That just puts a little more momentum on their side, don't you think?
Absolutely.
The defense got to tighten up now. I mean, you can't have the opposing point guard throwing down on you like that.
Here's Hill, and he takes it in.
Defensive end here in the early going.
Yeah, the great field goal percentage to start, exactly what they were hoping for.
Now, here's Ariza. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Harden kicks to Ariza. Now, here's Decker. He's tightly guarded. 4 on the clock. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
You don't see many tall players with that kind of speed, Kevin.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Here's Silk, defended by Beverly, stolen by Beverly. Ariza outside. Kicks it to Harden. Back to Ariza. Lets it go with a 3. Can't hit. Here's Silk. Takes a 3. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
And money to end the quarter there with the triple.
They knew exactly.
And earlier, we heard from Dwight Howard, and it's very clear how much he appreciates his head coach.
It's been great since day one, you know.
What a difference a change of location makes, especially when the guy that's substitution here. Moniunas is checked in for Howard. Brewer comes in for Decker. James Harden, he's checked in for Patrick Beverley. And it's Lawson in for Shane Larkin. Indiana also making some changes. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Aaron Baines. Thornton comes in for Jeremy Lin. And Silks subbed in for Hill. Lawson out there with Harden. Then it's Corey Brewer. Then it's Trevor Ariza. And it's Moniunas in at the 5, home in the paint. That's the 5 for Houston right now. And a chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Rockets really lit up the floor. He ended up with 35 points, and he played the usual role of running the team's offense and came away with a bunch of assists. Absolutely incredible numbers from him in a monstrous game.
And thank you, Doris. It was a performance that has to have their upcoming opponents terrified.
Yeah, I think they'll be a little afraid. I mean, anybody who saw that game has to still be in awe of what he was able to do. Just absolutely dominant.
Boy, I tell you, he was in such a rhythm and on a roll. He could have won that game all by himself.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
My kind of hoops. Straight ahead, playing downhill, and physical.
And to the middle. Turner with it, picked up by Moniunas. To the paint. Miles, that's good. And the Pacers lead by 17. Houston's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Harden outside. And the pass to Ariza. And stolen by Patterson. Out to the wing. Here's Silk. And the Pacers another 3.
And I like the job they've done with working the basketball. They've been moving and getting quality shots.
And, Greg, their field goal percentage reflects that. I mean, they've been the much better team shooting the ball. And you know me, shooting percentage, always a function of shot selection.
Ariza brings the double. Dishes to Patterson. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
They're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results right now.
You're right. 3 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Harden gets the bucket.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
Patterson can't get it to go.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
Here's Miles. Here's Silk. Drills the three-pointer. Silk's got 6 here in this quarter.
Great outside shooting fueling this run.
And the D is getting bombarded. They haven't been able to slow them down the least bit.
There's a screen by Moti Yunus. Lawson kicks to Monty Yunus. Pass to Harden. Shot clock at 5. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Here's Silk. Good if it goes. And no good trying to get that one. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Indiana.
All right, man. Big half coming up. Pay attention to what I'm about to say, and we'll be walking out of here with Game 3 under our belt. We're in a great spot, and it's because of the defense we've played. Keep up that intensity, and they've got no way back into this game. On a good note, our passing has been very...
And we're set to get started again for the next bit of action in this Game 3.
And what a tremendous game for Silk. He's got 14 points, and from downtown, he's buried 3 three-pointers.
Well, when he squared himself up and gotten good looks, he's knocked them down.
On the court for Indiana. Silk, he's in at point guard. Turner is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Paul George, and it's Ellis at the shooting guard. And the foul called on Freak. That's his first foul. Monty Yunus dishes to Brewer. Lawson in the corner. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Lawson's got the first points of the second half up on the board for Houston. Here's Silk. Lawson defending. Ellis right side. 6 on the shot clock. Fires from deep. And he gets it to go. Ellis has got 10.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Yeah, Greg, you know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
Dwight Howard grabs the board.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And, Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his presence felt around the rim.
Fast break. Here comes Indiana.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Decker's checked in for Brewer. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Ty Lawson. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Indiana. Harden, that's good.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
Move the ball.
And it's a defensive 3-second violation. The Pacers have shot a good percentage from the free throw line so far. They've made 5 out of 6. And the technical free throw is good. And some changes here for the Pacers. Turner's checked in for Aaron Baines. And George Hill's subbed in for Monte Ellis. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. A shot's good from Silk.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. 4 of the last 5 makes coming from long range.
Decker passes to Howard. Here's Beverly, and it's blocked. But they get it back. Harden against Hill. Tries again. Harden kicks to Moniunas. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Moniunas has got his second basket of the night. Indiana's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Silk passes to Turner. Stolen by Beverly. Harden against Patterson. Howard dishes to Harden. Here's Moniunas. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. George has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
Throws down the breakaway jam.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
For Houston, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Tipped away. And now it's Hill running. He can go all the way.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case. It looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one.
Great hustle to turn the block shot into a fast break hoop. That's a big-time play.
And the foul called on Freak. And so it's Houston with it. Moniunas and Howard, the post pair. Harden out there with Lawson. And it's Brewer in at the small forward position. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Off target from three-point range. And it's Indiana's ball. They're on a 15-4 run right now. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Pacers?
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in transition.
Here's Harden. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this one.
Pass to Thornton. To the wing right side. Here's Silk. Lawson defending. Silk passes to Baines. Here's Silk for the 3. And that one's good. Silk's got 27 points.
You have got to make some kind of a defensive adjustment here. He is just lighting them up from beyond.
Greg, I don't know what else they can do. I mean, even when they've closed out on him, he's still been knocking them down. It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And the basket by Brewer.
Boy, that's a nice feed by Lawson.
Pacers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Here's Silk. Lawson defending. A nice pick right there to get him right to the rack.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Perfectly designed and perfectly executed.
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
And Greg, without a hand in his face, he's simply going to spray whoever's there.
Here's Silk. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Yeah, just nice strength there, and then just off with the shot.
Boy, with all the contact he drew there, Greg, that would have been a heck of a bucket. He nearly got it to go.
That free throw good from Silk. Both free throws good from Silk. The Rockets have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. There's a screen. Fires the three. And another three for Houston.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now the feed to Early. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook. Really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low.
The dish to Harris. He tries for 3. Shot's good.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Yeah, they've had a great second half from long range, Greg. I mean, things are definitely starting to look up for him.
Here's Baines. He dishes it to Early. Here's Silk, guarded by Mayo. Marcus Thornton on the wing. Early, the pass to Silk. To the paint, here's Baines, and he converts the layup.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
There's the screen. Here's Brewer. And the rebound goes to the Pacers.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Houston moving it around. And it's good. Fought through contact. Hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Really, they haven't worked it inside as much as they did earlier in the game. And the way they did it in the first half, I think they've got to get back to trying that. It worked for them then. It should work for them now.
We've got 1:48 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Miles the pass to Silk. Just 5 to shoot. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Here's Early. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist. And Game 3 of the NBA Championship Series is all but in the books. Congrats are in order tonight on an outstanding effort and a well-deserved victory for the Pacers.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Silk. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel. Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
Again, Indiana.
I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding to the lead.
Well, I know you don't want to say it, but I will, partner. I mean, they're trying to run the score up here. It's plain and simple. They're trying to throw salt all in that wound.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
That's his second personal foul. At the line for the Rockets.
The first free throw is good. Both free throws good from Silk. They're getting beat up pretty badly out there.
And I don't care what anybody says. You can't keep the status quo. If it ain't working, you got to make some changes.
Nice shot by Larkin.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Here's Silk. A three-pointer off the mark. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. You have to think at this point, up 3-zip, it's only a matter of time now, Greg, until this series is in the books.
You know, this victory all but seals the deal. As strong as they look throughout this game and this series, I'll be shocked if they don't close it out in Game 4.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Freak. He had an outstanding fourth quarter where he really shined, pouring it on heavy down the stretch. What are your thoughts, Shaq, on his game tonight?
He stepped up in a huge way tonight. You know, we all think of him as a role player, but not tonight. It's the NBA Finals, baby. He was the star.
You know, Freak was a 4.0 honor student growing up. And tonight, that high IQ is one of the things we saw on display with that sensational performance. Combine his smarts with the fact that he lives and breathes basketball, there's no doubt that he's one of the most intelligent players we have in this league.
And that'll do it for tonight's NBA Finals coverage. For Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you for more high-stakes NBA Finals action coming up soon.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to our continuing coverage of the NBA Finals on 2K Sports. We're here for pivotal Game 4 with the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. I'm Ernie Johnson, and let's get started. Hosting the series tonight in Houston, it will be the Rockets going up against the Indiana Pacers. Checking out the Pacers, here in the finals, and they remain undefeated in this postseason. They're the undisputed favorites at this point. We'll see if they can continue their unbeaten streak. A sweep, a very real possibility here with this team up 3-zip in the series. You've been in this situation in the finals, Shaq. How does the momentum in this series impact Game 4?
You know, when you're up 3-0, Ernie, you smell blood in that water.
Kind of like a shark.
Bird's eye view of the arena here in Houston, Texas. We're on the verge of a clean sweep, a 3-0 start to this year's NBA Finals. We'll see if they can pull it off. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. It's Indiana facing the Houston Rockets. You look at the Rockets, they're trailing 3-0. They're hoping for a miracle. They're going to lay it all on the line tonight as they look for their first win of this series.
And obviously, guys, they've got an uphill battle. I mean, nobody has ever come back from a 3-0 deficit. But you just try to win one game, and you never know what happens. Injury-wise, momentum-wise, a crazy break here or there. So just win this one and give yourself a chance.
Yeah, I agree with you. You've got to play it through, and certainly these fans, how about them? They have not given up. They're still 100% behind this team, and, you know, 3-0 comebacks have happened in other sports, hockey and baseball, have seen it happen. But maybe it's time for it to happen in basketball.
Here's the starting group for the Indiana Pacers. Silk in at point guard. Turner is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Paul George, and it's Ellis in at the 2. Now, here is Lawson. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Lawson with it. Now defended by Silk. Harden against Ellis. 6 to shoot. Back to Lawson. Takes the 3. Houston gets it back. Moniunas' shot is good.
I'll bet that's what they talked about before the game. You know, getting the ball inside early.
And it worked to perfection, Clark, on that possession. We'll see how that plays out in terms of being a big part of their game plan.
The shot by George, wide open. Buries the long-range jumper. George has got his first 3 points of the game.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
The pass to Howard. Lawson up top, got a piece of it from 12 feet out. Makes a big height bounce and goes in.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending him.
Pass to Moniunas. Back to Lawson. Moniunas sets a screen for Lawson. Harden kicks to Moniunas. Launches a 3. No good. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. They come into this game.
I tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action.
They worked hard and created great chances for themselves in this opening quarter.
And if they match that effort at the defensive end, watch out.
Now here's Harden. Screen by Howard. Feeds it to Lawson. The jump hook. Howard can't hit. Indiana leading by 7. Moving it up. Here's George. Off with the layup.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
The dish to Lawson. Passes it to Moniunas. Moniunas a screen on Ellis. From 12 feet out. The Rockets again can't hit.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Here's George. Soft touch off the glass. George has got 7 points in the game.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Here's Silk. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Rockets trail by 9. On the wing, Harden. Lawson the pass to Moniunas. It's Harden with the drive. Lawson outside. The Rockets again can't hit. The Pacers have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. Here's Silk. And Indiana, another 3.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
These players can flat out shoot the rock. The 2K leaderboard shows us the top 3-point shooters in the playoffs. Second is Paul George. Fourth, Freak.
Well, when players like them get their feet set behind the arc, it's over. That's what they do. That's who they are. These are excellent 3-point shooters, and they've shown it here during the postseason.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Trevor Ariza's checked in for Moniunas. Decker comes in for Corey Brewer. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Ty Lawson. There's 1:38 left in the first quarter of the game. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
2 shots.
And so he makes both from the line. Pacers leading by 10. Here's Silk. 7 points in the game. Patterson dishes to Miles. Indiana moving it around. There's a good screen. Oh! And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Oh, my goodness. You talk about shedding the defender.
Yeah, left him in a scrap heap and then put the capper on it.
Harden draws the double. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
What handles? He broke the D down to the ground with that move.
Here's Silk, defended by Beverly. Silk passes to Hill. And the Pacers another three.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
And Beverly gets to Ariza. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Ariza's got himself on the board with 3 there. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. In the corner, Miles with it. And the Pacers another 3.
The D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been of the three-point variety.
And you need the defense to stop the bleeding.
Here's Harden, and Houston again with the bucket.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
And he trains the 3, but let's see, they may need to review it. I'm not sure the ball was out of his hand in time. And it looks like they are going to review the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time?
And guys, with the NBA championship on the line, plenty of pressure in this situation, not only for the players, but the officials too. So you know they're happy to have instant replay at their disposal to get this right.
Talk about suspense right now. Hey, the crowd waiting with bated breath as the officials, with the help of the NBA's replay center, review the tape.
And they've taken a look at it, and they've overturned the call. They've overturned the call. They're calling the basket good, Greg.
Yeah, and that's why we have replay. I mean, to make sure the officials don't miss any calls. And really a shame if they've been cheated out of.
And now let's hear from Ty Lawson talking about the balanced attack of this Denver Nugget team. Well, that was the game plan a couple years ago when Denver was good enough to make the playoffs and Ty Lawson was at the controls.
You know, but not enough firepower.
For the Rockets, Howard's checked in for Decker. Harden comes in for Corey Brewer. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Ty Lawson. The Pacers also changing it up. Patterson, he's checked in for Aaron Baines. Thornton comes in for Monte Ellis. And Silks subbed in for Jeremy Lin. Beverly and Harden, they're the backcourt. Motiejunas and Howard, the post pair. And it's Ariza in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 for Houston right now. That free throw good from Patterson. And Patterson drops them both.
You know, they've changed their game here in the second, getting a little bit more physical, playing with some toughness now.
And I'm looking for them to increase that lead if they can keep getting to the free throw line.
Inside, here's Thornton. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Rockets got the job done. He ended with 41 points, as he usually does, really knocking down shots from beyond the arc. Just absolutely incredible numbers from him in a game you didn't want to miss. So glad we were here to watch it, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris, for revisiting what was an astounding performance.
Yeah, that's certainly one that we'll be talking about here for a long time.
I'd say it would make it to his greatest hits file. No doubt about it. 3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
Knocked loose. And another fast break chance here for the Pacers. Here we go.
Oh! And they're not taking their foot off the pedal. They just keep adding to their lead.
Well, it's never a good idea to back off and ease up, and it doesn't look like that thought's even crossed their mind. I love it.
It's Ariza on the wing. Kept alive. Shot to stop the run. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. The Rockets have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. Some changes for Indiana. C.J. Miles comes in for George. And it's Hill in for Marcus Thornton. 1:06 left to play here in the second quarter. Pass to Miles. Dishes to Patterson. They set the pick to the paint. Here's Silk. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Silk's got 14.
Wow, just look at that lead. Both ends, they have been the team in control.
Yeah, and they put the fans simply on mute. They've not had anything to cheer about, and they've been silent. He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
There's 37 seconds left in the first half. Here's Hill. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Hill's got his second bucket of the game to go. Harden with it. He's got 6. He dishes it to Howard. Nice spin off the left rim and in. And here's Indiana. They're on a 14-5 run. Here's Silk. Howard down with both hands.
What an incredible run they're on right now. Offense as well as I've ever seen it played.
Every single guy on their team with the absolute Midas magic touch, shooting the lights out here.
Howard's shot is good. Here's Silk. He's got 16. 1 second left. He lays it in. Silk's got 18 points.
And this collapse we've seen by their interior defense, it's really the reason why they've struggled and are in such a hole.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Indiana out in front, ending the second quarter with a huge surge, an 18-7 run. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway. Welcome back to Game 4 as we get ready to start things up again.
Complete domination. 15 points and a huge helping of assists as well.
No doubt about it. He's the conductor, the band leader, Clark, and this offense has really performed at a high level.
And so in the game for the Pacers, Silk, he's in at the point. Paul George is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Turner. And it's Ellis in at the 2 guard.
Such a strong finisher for a floor general.
He was up high, and he came down hard. Exquisitely done.
That's the uncanny ability he has to find a teammate for an easy basket or get one himself.
Offensive rebound. Howard in the post. Turner covering. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here. screen by Howard. And there's the feed to Brewer. Harden outside. Just 5 on the clock. Over Ellis. Another miss by Harden.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Lawson outside. Here's the three. Out of bounds. Indiana takes possession. Let's take this chance now to show you the list of the postseason scoring leaders. Freak, number 1. And, of course, James Harden.
And whether it's been attacking off the bounce or pulling up, both these guys have been lighting it up.
Indiana's gotten all but one of their three-pointers to go down in this game. They've gone 7 of 8 so far. To the inside, here's George. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle on a lot of contact there.
It's been a very solid outing for George. He's got 17 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
And I'm sure they'd like to get a few more of those out of him.
Deckers checked in for Monty Eunice. And the Pacers also making a change. Baines is checked in. Good on the second free throw. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Here's Decker, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That one on George.
First personal foul.
The Rockets have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight. He misses the free throw. And he sinks the second. Here's Silk. 20 points for him. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Yeah, just nice strength there and then just off with the shot.
Boy, with all the contact he drew there, Greg, that would have been a heck of a bucket. He nearly got it to go.
Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for Indiana. Both free throws good from Silk. Houston's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Lin against Harden. Harden draws the double. Howard kicks to Brewer. Howard with the screen on George. And there's the pass to Lawson. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
Maybe with that, the lid on this basket will be lifted for him.
Decker on the double team. Here's Patterson. Right through the D for the layup.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
That doesn't go either for Lawson.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around, straight bully ball. And all of a sudden, you can see the confidence overflowing offensively.
Getting everything to drop and at an ideal time. I mean, they're poised for a terrific crunch time run here.
Here's Harden on the wing. Defended by Lin. It's tipped and stolen by Patterson. Here's the break. A nice shot by Lin. Lin's got 5 now.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Howard in the post. Baines is there. Lawson has the open look. Another miss by Houston.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
The shot's good from Silk.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Lin against Harden. 1:51 left to play here in the third. And Howard with the stuff.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this.
Move the ball.
It's stolen by Lawson. And Harden with the basket on the assist from Corey Brewer. That's now 8 points for James Harden.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
The jump hook. Shot's good by Baines. Baines has got 6.
And we're seeing the shots start to fall for them now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this has been an extremely efficient second half for them up to this point.
And the foul called on Freak. That's foul number 2 for him. Houston with a big group substitution here. Moniunas is checked in for Howard. Ariza comes in for Corey Brewer. Larkin is checked in for James Harden. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Ty Lawson. The Pacers also changing it up. Turner's checked in for Patterson. C.J. Miles comes in for George. And George Hills subbed in for Jeremy Lin. Shot clock at 6. Now here's Decker, guarded closer. Another miss by Houston.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
The Rockets have gone a lackluster 3 of 9 from the field since halftime. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Knocked away. Up in time, but it's no good. And as we conclude the and we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Mike Knox and a whole new 5 on the floor. In Indiana with a change here too. Silks checked in for Young. Moniunas and Howard the post pair. Harden out there with Lawson. And it's Decker in at the small forward position. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Thornton with it. And it's Harden picking him up. Clock at 6. Kicks it to early. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Shots good by Baines.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Harden kicks to Moniunas. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got his 4th assist in this one.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet.
And a look at how the hustle game has been going for Indiana.
They really haven't backed away from running and gunning at any point, but their legs still look fresh.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers. He's done a much better job of getting to the line here, aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
Now the Pacers moving it up. The shot's good from Silk.
It doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes it.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
Now here's Decker. Defense right on him. The Pacers pull it in.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
The shot's good from Silk.
What a top-notch game he's having. He's gotten them in front, and it sure seemed like he's going to keep them there. All by himself, it looks like.
There's a screen by Moniunas. Lawson. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
Well, he's building a house with those bricks. I mean, one reason is he keeps trying to force it up when he's defended well. Move the ball. Share the sugar. Move the ball.
The 3. No good from Silk.
He had 6 points from long range in the first half, but nothing's fallen here since.
Back to Harden. From 18 feet away, the Rockets again can't hit. The Pacers have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Lawson on the double team. to the middle. Here's Thornton. Takes it off the glass.
And wow, that's the end of an epic journey taken by both these teams in unbelievable fashion. Get the NBA title rings ready, folks, for Indiana.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Silk. A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash open.
Pass to Harden. Looking for Motiejunas. He gets it there. Can't cash in from close range.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Here's Silk, and he jams it with authority.
And the fans already heading for the exits, clearly not pleased with the way things turned out today.
Well, Greg, this was a well-deserved win. I mean, they came into this building and acted like it was their home turf. I mean, they were the ones calling the shots and controlling everything. Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
Lawson dishes to Motiejunas. Here's Decker. Off target with his three. Here's Silk. Lets the three fly, and that one drops.
Well, if it wasn't out of reach, it is now, thanks to that last little spurt.
And why put the brakes on now? I just say keep on letting it fly.
And they've done it, the new NBA champions.
Well, they did it. And as they celebrate, you can just see the relief, the exhilaration that comes with winning it all.
And Clark, you have to hand it to the entire organization. They work together to get right here.
And guys, what a reward for the fan base. I mean, I know one thing. They're going to enjoy this memory for a long, long time.
And we have enjoyed our time with you folks all season long. This is Kevin Harlan saying so long. Have a wonderful summer.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow, it's really an honor to be here in the company of so many people who've helped shape my career and the man I am today. You know, growing up in Harlem as a kid years ago, I never thought I'd be here, being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Wow. I know I'm supposed to keep this short, but there are a few things I'd like to say, and I would like to take the opportunity here. Now, I was blessed with a God-given talent to play this game of basketball at a high level. In high school and college, it was easy. Well, for me, it was. But I got to be honest. It took me a while to adjust to the professional game. Yeah, your natural talent can only take you so far. When I realized that, I knew I had an opportunity to make a lasting imprint on this league. I won my fair share of awards and accolades. But as I played longer, the less meaning they held. I started to realize what playing this game is all about. And if there's one thing I want to impart to all of you sitting here today, it's that basketball is a beautiful game. It employs teamwork and chemistry like no other sport in the world. And once you get a handle on that, even a little, everything starts to change. And I was fortunate enough to be in a situation with a great coach and teammates who also realized that. When it all comes together in the right way, when it just seems to click, that's when the magic happens. You know, that's when you get a chance to play for the ultimate prize. And if you're lucky enough to win an NBA championship. I'm proud to say that we did just that. Being an NBA champion was my biggest and greatest basketball accomplishment by far. Nothing comes close to it. Now, before I wrap this up, there are a few people I want to thank, of course. And I'd like to start with my family first and foremost. It's an honor to have them here with me today. It means the world to me, and I hope I've done them proud. Mama, you taught me to be a good person and how to conduct myself in life. And now I'm trying to pass that on to my own kids and everyone around me. Pops, you know, people talk to me quite a bit about being a role model. I tell them every single time that they shouldn't look to me. They should look to somebody who is in their life day to day, as I did with you every step of the way. CC, you've been by my side since day one, literally, right here. I couldn't have done none of this without you. You know, they say twins have a special bond, and we're no different. Of course, Mr. Don Pagnotti. Thank you, man. And Don we trust, right? Now, I gotta mention my boy Vic, too. Not a day goes by where I'm not thinking about you, my man. Rest in power. Now, this goes without saying, I also have to thank all the players I played with throughout the years. It's been a pleasure and an honor. To the fans and trainers who also made a difference in my career, you're the best. You really are. Now, I've said this years ago, and I'm saying it here today. I am truly living a dream. Thank you Thank you.